Hello and welcome to Lifetime Uncorked, the podcast where we discuss your favorite made-for-TV movies. Whether you love to hate watch or hate yourself for loving them, pour up a glass of your favorite cocktail and join us. I am your host, Patrick Serrano, and my guests today are...
I am Drew Current.
And I'm Ben Wiebers.
Yay! Hi, Ben Wiebers.
Hi, Ben Wiebers.
Hello, everyone.
Or as I like to call him, the Weebs.
The Weebs.
That's
Did
true.
people ever call you that when you were growing up?
Not when I was growing up. It came about
Really?
in college, though. Like, people would just like, oh, yeah, Weebs will do that. And I was in a fraternity, so it just everything got shorthanded.
It's a good last name to be called by that.
Yes, I
And
think
like
so.
put a the next to it. There's no other. You
The
know who I'm
Weebs.
talking about.
I think you're the only one that does the Weebs, which makes me feel much more important.
Yeah.
It feels like that would be like your show, like if you had a show, like, you know, the Weebs,
Yeah.
and like just like the trials
Welcome
and
back to
tribulations.
Hanging with the
of-
Weebs.
Yeah.
Can we change the podcast name this show to
The Weebs?
Patrick and the Weebs?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Thought I'd try.
But you know, maybe you could get a podcast. Ben, tell us about yourself. How are you? What's going on? What's happening?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. I'm just exploring all of life. I found some free time lately, so I've been exploring coffee shops, and I now have a dog. So I feel like I'm living my best like suburban life
Yeah.
of just,
Cool.
oh, I don't need to work. I have my dog. That's my child.
Yeah, you're good.
Well,
my
that's
job.
perfect for this podcast because suburban people love TV movies.
They love them.
So, you know, you're like getting in character for the podcast. So I really appreciate that. That's
Yeah.
so nice of you.
It's 2 p.m. I've already seen this, Judge Judy. What else is on?
Right, exactly. So, do you have a lot of experience with Lifetime movies or Hallmark movies, TV movies?
This was my first Lifetime movie, and it was a delight. I had no idea what to expect
Yes.
because I've never seen anything.
Yep.
So watching it, I was like, oh, this is what this is. This is excellent.
Yes, of course. So Drew, today we're going to be talking about Stalked by a Reality Star.
Oh, that's what it's called?
That's what it's called. Stalked by a Reality Star, 2018 Lifetime movie.
Cool. I already know what it's about.
It's
I'm going to leave.
From the title. It stars Cynthia Preston, Emily Badger, and Robert Scott Wilson. All people who we don't know.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Because it's Lifetime. So
Although I might know, if I look them up, I might know them from
hey,
sci-fi.
check them out. Maybe they're
The
on a
Sci-Fi
sci-fi show or something. But I didn't recognize any of these actors. Usually on like Hallmark, there's like one person that you're like, oh yeah, that guy, or something. Or in Lifetime's more stunt casting, like this is like very generic Lifetime.
Yeah.
When you watch the movie, because you watch it on actual cable, right? What channel was it on? Lifetime or Lifetime Movie Network?
This was on Lifetime because I went to Movie Network and I didn't see it, and I thought I messed up.
Right. No, you didn't. Because that's what's weird about this movie. It would seem like it would be on Lifetime Movie Network because that's where they put all like the kind of trashy movies. And then the Lifetime Network, they put like their Simone Biles biopic or, you know, Catherine Zeta-Jones as the drug lord and all that type of stuff. They're big movies.
They've got like 1 star, and you're going to watch it for that.
Yes,
Yep.
but this had none of that. So I was surprised it was like a premiere Saturday night feature film on Lifetime
And had no one we knew.
and had no one we knew.
Oh.
But we will see why. So let's jump right into it. So Ben, I'm going to just kind of talk through the plot, jump in whenever you have stuff to say. So this is about a girl named Kendra, and she's in high school.
Okay.
I got confused. I saw that, and I was like, this is a real bad audition. She's clearly in high school. And then they had like a campus, and I thought it was college. So I was
Well,
very confused immediately about a
It's-
lot of things.
It's an LA high school where they have the outside lockers, which are very cool. And I
Oh, yeah.
always wanted. But it could be confusing because it does look like a college campus. But that's just because they're in LA, and it's just, that's what everything looks like.
It's
And-
California
California
high schools.
Dreams, California High. Yeah. So they have that.
Did she go to California High?
Probably that's what it was called. They didn't say the title of the high school or the
Cool.
name of the high
They
school.
did.
Then that's
Oh, they
what it
did.
I was paying attention because I was like, man, everyone is so generic. Like her best friend, I was like, hey, friend with fake IDs, you're super useful right now. Like that, like every character was just like a plot point. And so I was like, I'm going to pay attention to these things. They said it
Yeah.
because he went there.
Oh, right. Yes.
And that's-
We'll
yeah.
get to it. We'll get to it. But yes, welcome to a TV movie. Every like person is a plot point. Nobody has character development. Nobody has like anything really going on. So that's kind of like a trope of TV movies because
Which
you don't
is
have
great.
time. You don't have time.
Yeah.
we got commercials to get to.
Yeah, we don't.
we got 2 hours to do this in.
And they had to probably make this movie in like a day.
Yeah.
They had to make
production
it a day.
time's super short, and the budget is also very, very small.
Yeah.
So yes, Kendra is an actress, which we mentioned, but she's a really bad one because she's like practicing her monologue at the top of the movie, and it's a Shakespeare monologue, and she's just like, "Wherefore art thou, Romeo?" or whatever, and she's doing this like arm gesture like with every line. So she's like raising the roof, but like one arm raising the roof. It was so weird. I was like, oh, is this intentionally bad acting?
Yeah, I was also going to ask,
like,
was she supposed to be
I don't
bad?
think so.
Okay.
I don't. It wasn't like she was one way or the other, right?
Well, and she was delivering her lines, and then all of a sudden got spooked, and it was purely because her friend showed up. Like that threw her off entirely.
Oh.
So like 2 people in the audience and a new person comes in and she's like, I can't do it. It's too much pressure.
Oh yeah, she forgot. She had like went up on a line.
Well, she ain't an actress then.
No,
You know what I mean?
you don't even notice the audience when you're on
No.
stage. So
Yeah, you can't even. You don't. You're
Yeah.
I mean,
just
I've
there.
performed many times with no audience, and yeah, I'm fine. I'm great.
exactly.
A guy comes in to ask for directions, I just roll with it.
Just keep
Hey,
going.
just add it to the show. But yeah, so she's like has a friend whose name is Misha, and Misha is just like her like high school friend. She's got these tickets that she got somehow for a Hollywood charity. Or down holiday charity bash. The Hollywood Helps Charity Bash.
Ah. Mm-hmm.
And she has fake IDs, as Ben mentioned. And she's like, come on, Kendra, let's go to this thing. It'll be so great. It will help our acting careers because we can network and like get to know people and meet producers.
Yeah.
And Kendra's like, I watch TV with my mom on Thursdays, so I can't go.
Yeah, that was ironclad. It was just like, no, I can't. My mom and I have a show.
Yeah, we
that
watch
we
a
have
show.
to watch on TV.
So the show
Oh well.
is called, I wrote it down, but I can't find it. It's Finding Love. And it's a Bachelor type of show.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I know Drew definitely doesn't watch The Bachelor.
No.
Ben Wiebers, do you watch The Bachelor?
I don't.
No?
No.
I'm alone in this.
I've been. However, I actually have been wanting to. Does that sound weird?
Yeah, no.
Because it just is like the ultimate garbage.
It is
My
trash.
girlfriend will watch Housewives of Atlanta or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
And those are the worst human beings alive. And I end up getting like, wait, what?
Atlanta's definitely
why are
the
they-
best Housewives.
It's in the
franchise,
background,
yeah.
and so like 3 weeks after you've been watching, you're like, why did Jennifer do that? Like, that was messed up.
Yeah, you're
like they were friends.
Oh man, I thought those two were friends, and and she'll just be like, no one
You
is
missed
friends
it.
on this.
No,
Like,
they're
what a horrible-
all getting paid.
What a horrible life.
But yes, so The Bachelor, Drew, for you to get caught up on.
Yeah.
They have like one person who's like the star of the show, and then
Yeah.
he or she dates like 30 people and then eliminates them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what the Kendra and her mom's name is
Lynn.
Lynn. Yeah, Lynn, little blonde lady.
Mm-hmm.
Kendra has brown hair. Very scandalous casting. Very scandalous
Mm-hmm.
casting. Life fame. A blonde and a brunette. Related?
Well,
I don't think so.
But her dad had brown hair, which
Oh.
you see every single time something emotional goes on. Like it's just photo of dad, cut to mom.
Of course.
Oh, and the dad is out. He's gone.
He died in serving our country.
Good.
Yeah,
You know what?
supporting the troops.
Good. He died with honor.
Yes, he did. So the mom what is her name? Lynn and Kendra are kind of like having a strange thing. So the Bachelor or the fake Bachelor, whatever it's called, Fantasy Love, whatever it's called.
Fantasy love.
That brings them together. So they are, just like watching that, and they get into a fight pretty early on in the movie because the mom's dating a new person at work. Like she's a nurse or maybe a doctor.
I think she's a doctor.
And she's dating another doctor at the hospital. And the daughter, Kendra's like, you shouldn't date him because he hit on me one time in the cafeteria. And the mom's like, don't you ever talk about my boyfriend like that. And she gets really pissed.
I was there. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like
Just
him.
immediately shut it down.
Yeah. So Kendra's like, well, fuck this. I am going to that party then. So she sneaks out of the house, puts on like a little like black dress, and meets up with Misha or Michaela, whatever her name is. Oh my god, I'm so Misha is her name. Yeah. And she they go to the little gala, and it's like all these old men there.
Yeah, it's so bad. I immediately thought of me being a teenager, being like, I have no idea what's happening. And they order their drinks, a
Oh my
martini,
God.
extra dirty. And then Misha's just like, that was great. And Kendra's like, ew, alcohol. I don't like it.
They chug the martinis, Drew. So they like get them and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're so fancy getting martinis. And then they're just like, it's like, oh my God, women after my own heart. I love them. So yeah, they're like, we're ready to network. We've had a martini. And Kendra gets like a seltzer water with like a splash of vodka this time because she's like feeling pretty drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets pushed by somebody and she falls into the arms of the star of the reality show, The Bachelor, like fake Bachelor reality
the main
show.
guy.
Yeah, and his name is Brad Benton.
Brad, what a dreamboat at this point.
Very handsome. And he catches her and he's like, whoa, watch it there, lady. People are rude at these parties, aren't they? And she's like, they are. Yeah. And then immediately his manager like comes flying in. She's like, we have to go talk to the network. Let's get out of here. And he's like, oh, excuse me. And she's like, oh, my chance to meet the reality star who will eventually stalk me.
Mm-hmm. He even says, he's like, I saved your life. You know, in some cultures, that means like you owe me. And you're like, that's weird.
That's a little
In
like
some cultures?
much.
Yeah, like he was just like, in Chinese culture, you owe me a debt now. And she's just like, ha ha ha, you're cute. It just,
What?
Yeah.
What is it? Like,
Well,
and the music was just like,
very
dun.
ominous.
And she's just like, ha ha ha, he's so cute.
Yeah, everything we've described, Drew, didn't sound very ominous, but it is very ominous because it has that music under it the whole time.
Okay.
All this stuff had music.
He's just like, he's like smiling at her, and it's like kind of cute music. And then he's like, and you're pretty. Dun.
Yes. So he eventually sneaks away from his manager and he finds Kendra and he's like, let's go take a walk. And they're taking a walk outside. And they're like, oh, wait, we went to the same high school. That's so weird. Or she still goes there, but he went there and he graduated in like 2004.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, that's so crazy. And they're talking about acting and like, you know, what it's like to be a reality star for him. And like, he's like, this isn't what I was planning on doing with my life, but I guess I'll just make millions doing this now.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Bachelor reality stars do not make millions.
oh
of
no,
dollars.
they do not.
They
well,
don't
like
make-
maybe eventually,
Yeah, like
but not from the show.
from their sponsored Instagram content. Yes.
Yeah, yes, from that, yes.
Yeah. And even still, it wouldn't be millions of dollars. They said multiple times that he was a millionaire. I'm like, this is not adding up.
Well, most stars don't have a great manager, somebody really pushing them to
True.
succeed. So, and
Yeah,
Brad's manager's the best. She'll take care of anything
Yeah.
for him.
Yes.
Great.
So he like offers to give her a ride home.
Mm-hmm.
And Kendra's like, oh, it's getting late. And she like is obviously out and her mom doesn't know. So she's like taking the ride. And they get to the house. And so now he knows where she lives. And he's like, okay, well, can I come inside? And she's like, no, like my roommate's asleep. Bye. He's like, can I get your number? So she gives him her number and she goes in. And of course, who's waiting? Her mom's waiting right there.
Her mom.
She's like, where were you? She's like,
We were gonna watch this
Mom.
show.
Oh yeah, I've been saving The Bachelor for you to watch all night long.
Is that alcohol I smell from you 15 feet away? Is that what that is? She just immediately lunged for everything.
She did.
Yeah, like she's like sitting across the room and she's like, do you smell like alcohol? And then Kendra's just like, what? No, I drank a little. What? And then just downhill from there.
Yeah, so she gets grounded. Kendra gets grounded, of course.
Well, yeah.
And so she can go to school and she can go home. And the mom has this little like tracky app on her phone so she can see when Kendra's like not at home. So she's a good mom. Air quotes on the good mom. We'll get to the mothering later.
So
'cause
she's
I have
the
some thoughts.
stalker.
Maybe it is kind of stalkery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
Anyways,
That's
so
super stalkery.
it's like monitoring your child.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she is like, Kendra is at school and then she gets like a text from Brad and she's like, oh my God, he is coming to my house right now. I have to go home. So she ditches school, drives home and they like meet in the parking lot or something, or parking. What is that called? Driveway.
Yeah, the driveway, you know.
And he's like, he has something behind his back and you think he's going to pull out flowers, but he pulls out fucking cotton candy.
Yeah, it was so weird.
And she's like, cotton candy, my favorite. And then she goes to eat
Bubblegum
some. She's
flavored.
like-
How did you know?
and he's like, good. I'm glad that you like bubblegum flavored cotton candy, because if you didn't, something would be wrong and I wouldn't date you. Right?
Super forced flirting.
Wait,
It's
what?
not good at
I
all.
don't know.
He says I wouldn't date
Yeah,
you?
he's like,
What is
if
happening?
you didn't like bubblegum cotton candy, which I've never heard of in my life or had.
Yeah.
Have you ever had this?
No, it's just pink cotton candy. The
It's
fact,
just cotton candy. It's sugar.
Yeah.
Stringed.
and she was so
sugar.
excited. She's like, oh, bubblegum, my favorite flavor. How did you know? And it's like, no one knows. He just got cotton candy, which
Just
is weird
any
in
cotton
itself.
candy at all.
Cotton candy has a flavor itself, right? Cotton candy
No.
is a flavor, right?
It just is
It-
sugar.
There are two flavors of cotton candy.
Blue and pink.
Exactly. Those are the only two flavors.
Yeah, it's
If you have purple, you
And-
just have blue and pink together. That's
and
it.
they're not flavored. It's
No.
just the coloring of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no flavoring.
It was very
All right.
strange. So he asked her out on a date on Saturday. Immediately cut to Saturday because I was like, oh, well, we're going to get some buildup. I'm used to Hallmark's pacing, which is much slower.
Yeah, there's no. Yeah,
So
there's
we
no- there's
immediately
less.
go to Saturday. She's like, because Saturday her mom is working late. So she's like, well, Saturday's perfect. So he takes her to this fancy Italian restaurant and they like go there. She's like, did they just open? It's like very empty in here. He's like, no, I reserved the whole place for you, baby. For you, baby.
Bebe.
He didn't say baby, but I'm adding that.
Oh, did it not?
No.
Oh, I wish he did though.
You'd be a lot less menacing if you did the
Please.
character.
Lifetime, cast me in any movie. I'll make it way more funny. Way less menacing, way more funny. Anyways, so she's like, they're talking about acting again, and they're just like,
Yeah,
kinda
well,
just,
she's like talking about like her aspirations. He's like, yeah, I want to do Shakespeare too, and it's just like they have a connecting moment over it, and it's like
right.
so weird because then you just kind of take a step back. You're like,
Oh my
he's
God.
like 35 and she's definitely 17.
Oh
Right.
my god, you like
Shakespeare.
Shakespeare too?
What?
No one likes Shakespeare.
I thought I liked
I
Shakespeare.
thought I was the only one.
And he mentions like the last time I really did Shakespeare was high school. Like,
And that's when they're like, we went to the same place.
it's so annoying. I'm like, high school Shakespeare sounds terrible.
it is.
I don't think I've ever seen it, or we didn't do Shakespeare in my high school.
We didn't in my high school, but another high school did, and we went and saw that,
And it was
and
terrible.
it made me not want to
It just seems like no.
be alive anymore.
It seems like not a good idea.
I wish I was in that show right now because everyone is
save it
dead.
for college. Whatever. So then the waiter comes out and he's like, pouring wine or whatever. And Brad notices the wine glass has a smudge on it.
A single smudge.
So he takes the wine glass and Kendra's like, it's fine, it's fine. He's like, switch wine glasses with me right now. And she's like, well, okay. And I don't even know.
He also goes from like super flirty and like Shakespeare and lovey-dovey to just a smudge. A goddamn smudge.
Yeah.
Red flag.
So he goes to the kitchen.
Ominous
He's
music
like-
as well.
He's like shouting at the chef. And then he's like,
Strike one, motherfucker! Strike one, bitch!
and the poor waiter's like,
Just like nice Italian
yeah,
man. Like,
he's like,
sorry, Brad.
Oh, he didn't even have like a stereotypical like accent, which I'm appreciative. Thank you, Lifetime, for not
Thank you for not
stereotyping.
putting in it. It was like, I want to make it a good meal for you.
But
Yeah.
they still made sure that you knew it was authentic because when they were ordering, Brad ordered in broken garbage Italian.
Oh, yeah,
like for
yeah.
both of them. So you just know he's a great guy.
Yes.
Like the guy responded in English, he's like, okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, okay. No.
So they go back to their dinner and they're trying to have normal conversation, but Brad orders like lamb shakes and they come and they're like not done to his preference. So he like gets the lamb shake and he's like,
Straight two, bitch!
and he's like, eat it if you think it's cooked right. Just eat it.
To the waiter?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
And the Kendra's like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into? I'm 17. So she's like, let's get out of here. He like takes her out and they go back to his place. Right. So they're at his place and she's like, what could go wrong? He takes a Polaroid of them immediately when they walk into the house, which is weird.
Yeah. Like, I just want to remember how perfect our first date was.
Yeah, but a Polaroid. And she's like, oh, that's so cute. You have a Polaroid. And then he immediately starts like putting the moves on her. He's like trying to kiss her and getting like really handsy. And she's like, no, I have to go. You know, like that. It's like awkward.
It's
like
that,
really.
It's that thing.
Yeah. And she's like, he's like not stopping. So then she's like, I'm 17. I'm 17. I don't want to do this. I'm 17. Get off me. And he's like, whoa. And you think he's like going to like have some chill. But he's like, well, you'll be 18 in like a couple months, right? And then he just goes back at it again. And you're like, what's going to happen here?
Boy.
This is Lifetime. You never know.
Damn,
The
Lifetime.
entire start of the date, I was like, oh, that's like the last time she'll get a voicemail from her mom. Like, that's the last time she'll eat food. Like, that's the last Polaroid. Because, like, he's for sure murdering her.
You
Yeah.
thought she was going to die
I
at this
for
point.
sure thought she was going to die.
But no, she doesn't die, Drew, because the manager busts through the door and she's like, Brad, get away from her. What are you doing?
His manager.
And the manager's like, we're going to take you home to Kendra. We're going to take you home and you're going to stay away from him. I'm going to give you a ride and you're done.
And you're going to shut up. And you're going to shut your mouth up.
But before she left one of her shoes there, right?
Yeah.
Like Cinderella. Just saying.
Well, he had a surprise for her, and it was a shoe I think she lost when they were walking. Somehow he had her shoe, and it was there. It was very strange.
I mean, you know, it's just like it's all these things are happening. Oh God, we just gotta go. Just take me home. Oh, my shoe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shoes are a thing. So I don't know. It might come back. Just saying. It's worth noting.
Okay.
Anyways, so the next day she goes to school, and who is delivering a Shakespeare sonnet on stage to the whole class of acting class? Brad. He's at the school.
What?
Yeah, and he's like, "That's how you do Shakespeare, everyone." And they're like, "Applause, applause, applause."
he literally at
He drops
1 a.m. just called. And he's like, "Hey, old drama teacher.
Hey,
I'm Brad.
hey,
I know I
teach."
graduated 12 years ago, but I'd like to do a monologue tomorrow. I hope that doesn't conflict with your lesson plan."
He's like, brilliant.
Yeah, and the teacher's like, "Well, you know, you should come audition for the play, Brad." And he's like, "You can't pay me enough," which is really rude.
Tee-hee-hee.
And they begin auditions, and then Kendra leaves because she's so upset. And Brad like chases her down the LA hallways with, you know, outside lockers. And he's like, "Don't you run away from me. What are you doing?" And he pretty much like bullies her.
Yeah, she's like, "I don't know you. I don't like you." And he's like, "Oh, but you will." Like, it was just very like, we're meant to be together. You just don't know it yet.
He's just evil.
Yes.
Just evil.
Meanwhile, Lynn, the mom, don't forget about her. She still has intercut stories here.
I will never forget about that.
Her work boyfriend broke up with her. For reasons we don't know. He was just like, I'm not feeling it, pretty much.
She wasn't ready to move on from her dead husband.
9 years ago.
Yeah.
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 And you know, we think Kendra's acting out because of her dead dad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Doesn't matter.
So she
Probably doesn't matter though.
Yeah, probably not.
Lynn is like she's like ready to make amends with Kendra because they've been fighting this whole time. So she's like, the grounding is lifted. I trust you. Just like be honest with me and tell me everything from now on. And Kendra's like, sure, I will absolutely do that while I'm secretly like dating the reality star of your favorite TV show.
Forcefully dating.
Well, now she's not dating, but she
she's
was.
not. Yeah.
And now she's in trouble.
I think she was actively dating him for like 4 hours.
Right.
Like, she had a lifespan of like 4 hours that I'm into this, and then very downhill.
Yes,
Yeah.
and paranoia has taken over for Kendra, right? So everywhere she goes, she thinks she sees someone. She, like, her window's left open in her bedroom. Like, just random creepy stuff is happening. And she can't, like, put her finger on it, but she knows something's weird. So she tells her friends. She tells her friend Misha. And then there's a guy friend named Jake. And they're just like, oh, well, you know, he wouldn't stalk you. It can't be that serious.
Misha's reaction is basically just like, Kendra, shut up.
Well, that's a good reaction.
Yeah.
That's probably the most real.
You're not that
realistic
cool.
You're like,
He wouldn't be stalking you.
No, you're crazy.
Yeah.
And that's insane.
Yes. So
I think you're stalking him.
She basically just like, none of that. And she did very well at that Hollywood party. Misha, she's going to be a star.
I
She
think
can take
so.
care of her stuff.
And that actress, little cutie, I liked her.
Yeah.
She's like good. because she was like playing like she's like the person of color best friend. So she
Yeah, I
wasn't
was
playing
gonna
like
ask you,
sassy
like-
black girl. She
Yeah.
wasn't like sassy black girl. She was just like a person.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Just a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wasn't like, girl, you tripping. Like none of that, which
Yeah.
happens a lot in Hallmark movies. So if we're on Lifetime, we're
Yeah,
on.
there's like my man.
Yeah, there's
Something.
terrible. So, Brad, I forget what is the catalyst to this, but Kendra eventually tells her mom that she's in trouble. And she's like, Mom, shit's going down. I need help. So I brought a clip today because I have a clip.
Oh yeah.
And the mom's reaction is a little ridiculous. So I'm going to just play this for you, Drew, and
Okay.
I want your thoughts.
Okay.
I can try to turn this around, I think, so
Yeah.
you can see it. Well, I don't know. I'm getting all caught on things. All right. Press play. Can you press play, Ben?
Yes, I've got this.
Wonderful. So here's our clip. I think.
This, Mom, Brad assaulted me. Just that pie, right? Mom, you stay right there.
Something okay?
I am.
Wait,
And-
that's on my clip. You don't get to watch it, Drew. I don't.
That's fine. The mom, but the mom was like,
Well, because she is
She's-
kind of like dating him now. So
Wait.
he showed up at the hospital, right?
uh-huh.
Showed up at the hospital, and he's like helping children with leukemia.
So Kendra was like, Mom, Brad
Oh,
was
so-
at my audition. I was practicing and then he showed up and I'm scared. And then the mom's like, no, he was with leukemia kids all day because he's a great guy and you're a liar because you drank once.
Yes. Okay. This is the clip I want to play, which
Okay.
is what Ben's getting to. So she goes back.
Wait, so her mom is
her mom's
now,
starting to date him because he
Because
showed
Brad,
up.
despite the ominous
Okay.
music, he's charming.
He is charming, and he won her over. And
He looks like a great guy.
He helped kids with leukemia, with real problems.
yeah.
That's what the mom said.
With
Okay,
real-
so here's her reaction, which I wrote verbatim in my notes, but I just want to play it.
Of doing this alone. And I thought that maybe you and I could be a team again. But now I see that that's not possible. That I am going to have to drive you to school and pick you up from school and get someone to sit with you when I have a late shift. Good night.
So she's pissed that she has to parent her child.
Yeah, sounds like it. Sounds
Yeah.
like it's like the it's
It's like,
the
I have to drive you to school, I have to pick you up from school, and then I have to find somebody to watch you when I'm at work on a late shift. You've gone too far, Kendra.
You've gone too far, Missy. You are ruining my life.
Out of control.
Out of control. You are being a child, and I'm a parent.
Yes. And she's like jealous. Like, this is what pissed me off. Because Lifetime is working on rebranding. Ben, I don't know if you are aware.
I didn't even know their old brand. So yeah, this is
So
very,
the old brand is Women in Peril. So that's like Farrah Fawcett with the pan of grease, and like her husband beats her and throws the pan of grease on her, and she's trapped in this marriage. I think that's Burning Bed. Just for all you people keeping score at home. Anyways, so Women in Peril, like they have to get out of the situation. So Lifetime was moving away from that. They wanted to empower women, and their slogan for this upcoming like couple years, I think this was 2016, they rebranded Fempire. So Empire, but Fempire.
It sounds like a female vampire, though.
I know. Yes. Which they have
So-
that too, Drew. They have that too. And
They have vampire stuff?
the remake of Mother May I Sleep with Danger, the movie we covered last week,
The dude's a
is a
vampire?
lesbian vampire movie produced by James Franco. Anyways,
Perfect.
maybe we'll cover that in a
Yeah.
future episode. But what pissed me off about this was, we're talking about female empowerment or whatever, but then this mom immediately like doesn't take her daughter's concerns about this
No
man
one
seriously.
does.
Yeah.
She is.
They
she's
missed
like,
a huge
"You're
opportunity there."
Jealous of me? What's the opportunity?
To be like, oh, here's a badass mom taking care of shit for her kid.
Right.
They missed that's a huge opportunity to be like, he what? cool. I believe you because I've known you your whole life, and
you're
wouldn't-
my daughter.
and you wouldn't fucking lie about weird shit like this to me, and I know that, and I'm gonna go talk to him now.
I think they like their habits are real hard to break because they took like Kendra as like she's fun and she's a teen and she wants to act, and then immediately turned everyone against her. Like her best friend was like, Kendra, you're lying, he's famous, and everybody is like, Brad, thanks for the autograph, you're great. So even like cops are like, hey, little girl, stop lying to us. And it took the entire movie. Everyone is just like, Kendra, yeah, that girl sucks.
Yeah, that girl you're a liar and weird.
Yeah.
Like for
Yes.
what? Yeah.
I don't know.
That-
Well,
that
to
would
make
frustrate
like
me.
I don't know whose movie this is for. Like, is it for the teenager? Am I supposed to identify with the teenager? Am I supposed to identify with the mom? Like, nobody really is a protagonist in this situation, so it was like very confusing. Like, who am I rooting for here? Like, I don't want her to have all this stuff happen to her, but like her storyline is like not giving me anything to go with here.
Yeah, and it's just frustrating. It's just like no one believes me.
Right.
Yeah, like a half to 3/4 of the movie is just him gaslighting her and her being sad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, why would no one believe her? It's not
No
like
one.
she's
especially like nowadays.
Yeah.
Like people
In the
like,
climate,
like,
yeah,
that
in-
guy sexually assaulted me.
in the Me Too movement. This movie makes no sense.
Yeah.
No.
Because this would not happen,
like
especially
this is
in like a
the
school.
This is
and,
like the 90s.
Yes, if this
Yeah.
came out in the '90s, or we were
Whoever
like doing
wrote
a
this-
throwback.
Yeah. Whoever wrote
Yeah, this
was
felt
in
like
the 90s.
very old.
Yeah.
Anyways, so she is trying to prove that she is telling the truth, and she can't get proof. So she like has her friend Jake like look on her laptop, and they find spyware or something, and the mom put it on. So she thought it was Brad that put it on, but it was the mom. So Kendra calls the police, and the mom's like, I wish you wouldn't call the police and lie to them because it was me, not Brad. So you're a liar. And this is when the police are like, are you lying? We're going to go check it out. So they go talk to Brad and the manager, and they have an alibi. So everything's covered. So she's like, this is like, what can I do to prove that we were together? The Polaroid.
Ah.
The Polaroid is what she can do. So she convinces Jake. I'm going to jump because I have some notes. Oh, this is now. So she gets regrounded, right? But she has this like babysitter who's like an older lady. I think her name's Gail.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. She's like strict.
Yes.
Is she a
so
strict? The old
She's just like a
strict one.
generic lady, like
Oh,
a neighbor
okay.
of some kind.
So Kendra gets Jake to bring over a bottle of wine for the babysitter. And the babysitter's like, he's like, this is from Mrs. So-and-so. And the babysitter's like, oh my God, that is so nice of her to send me wine. She knows I love my wine. And she drinks half the bottle of wine and passes the fuck out, dead to the world.
Yeah. Well, and Kendra's like, oh yeah, you know that lush, she can't ignore it. And you're like, oh, you're just casually exploiting her alcoholism.
Yeah.
Well, and also
There's
like
a shot
she's a
of her.
lush, and she drinks half a bottle of wine, and she's out.
Please.
No. Let
Yeah.
me tell you about lushes
Babysitter.
from experience.
Get a clue. But it is really funny because she has like half the bottle of wine, the wine glass in her hand, and she's like passed out. We like get that shot. Which
And this is in like 15 minutes. Like all of the other action is happening, and this is just like, I gave her the wine. Now she's out.
yeah.
In reality, she's like turning up music. She's like, "Come on,
Yeah, that's the extended cut.
dance!
And
We're
like
dancing."
Kendra's basically like tiptoeing behind her like to leave the house. So they go to Brad's house.
And I just want to note to the costume department, it is a stakeout, so I appreciate that you put Kendra in like black pants and a black hoodie.
Yeah.
It's during the day in LA. So it's very much just this girl in all black, like creeping around, but then her friend Jake is also with her, and he's just wearing regular clothes.
Wait,
like
so
a
she-
polo and like
She has a
jeans.
babysitter during the day.
because her mom has to pick her up from school, take her home from school, and then have somebody to watch her when she's at work.
But she's 17 though.
The mom's not playing around this time.
Yeah.
Lynn is serious.
Lynn is. I think she's got some. This is all Lynn's fault.
So they go to Brad's house and they like break in. I'm not sure how.
I was actually impressed. She just like had a screwdriver and like made it happen.
She just has a screwdriver. She just hits the doorknob, and it's like
Right.
and it just
Basically.
opens up automatically.
So they get inside and they go upstairs.
She's like, oh wait, I'm a hacker, by the way.
Yeah, surprise. They go upstairs and they find a room, and it's like the psycho killer, serial killer room, where we didn't talk about it, but there's a former reality star who was on the show, the Bachelor show, and Brad dated her, and then she died in a car accident.
Okay.
So they exploited it on the reality show. They were like exploiting his sorrow over her death, and then had him like date other women to try to find his new love. Basically, it's the breakdown of that.
Okay.
So he's heartbroken about that. But then in the room, it's all X's over her eyes. Like it's the picture of the actress or the reality star. And he's like, it didn't say anything like you're a dumb slut or something, but it just had like, X's over eyes and stuff like that. Kind of creepy, like a whole wall of pictures of this girl.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, he killed Allison.
Oh.
And then he gets an alert on his phone that someone's in his house because he has like the spy, like I can see in my house thing. And he's on set with Lynn because they're still dating. And
yeah, Lynn went over to say, thanks for being patient. I just really appreciate. And then he sees Kendra on his phone breaking into his house, and he's like, I gotta go now.
So he's like there, and Kendra finds the Polaroid and starts running out. She's like, Jake, let's go. He's like, wait, I got to get a picture of this psycho killer wall to prove it to the police that he's a psycho. So she's like, okay, leaving you, bye. And she runs outside. And then Jake is like running down the stairs, and Brad intercepts him at the bottom of the stairs. And he's like, they like have a little face off. Next thing we see, body going in the trunk. Body, air quotes. And Kendra's like, no, Jake. And she's chasing after him. And they go to
like Brad like zooms off and then like pulls into this golf course. And the valet is like takes his keys. And Kendra like screeches to a halt. And she's like, no, my friend's in there. Open that trunk. And they open it. Golf clubs, because he's golfing. Dun, dun, dun. It's kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer when Jennifer Love Hewitt hears like the thing in the trunk, and she's like, there's a something in the trunk, and she opens it, and it's that guy, and he's like got like crabs crawling all over him.
Yeah.
And then she shows the cops, and it's like totally clean and empty, and you're like, how did that happen?
That's like every second of this movie for Kendra.
Yeah. If Jennifer Love Hewitt was playing Kendra, I would have loved this movie. And I mean Jennifer Love Hewitt now playing a high school student.
Right now. Yeah.
Anyways, so
I mean, I'll love anything Jennifer Love
we're getting
Hewitt.
very convoluted because we're almost towards the end of the movie. So I'm going to try to go through this as succinctly
It sounds like a very
as
convoluted
possible.
movie.
Yes.
There's like a story a lot. Like the idea that it's just a...
It's all plot. It's all plot. Nothing really going on. So we are back. I'm trying to see where I want to jump to. So Kendra gets like tased at her house. Let's go there.
Okay.
She's getting a water bottle out of her fridge. Like Lynn and...
Well, her mom now... Her mom goes to Brad's house and sees the shoe.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And so she was like...
yeah.
Because Kendra got arrested and Jake's missing and everything. And she says, Brad, you're just such a sweetheart. I'm so sorry about Kendra. But then she sees the shoe.
Okay.
And so she now believes Kendra.
She knows. So they're on the same team now. But Kendra immediately gets tased and then dragged horror movie style out of the house by an unknown assailant. And then
I bet it's him.
She wakes up and she's in a room tied up with Jake.
Yes.
And in the room, they're like trying to get out. And then all of a sudden she's like, help, help, help. And it is Brad.
Yeah, so Brad was somewhere, but he was driving, and Lynn now knows that Brad is the bad guy, and she somehow finds him in his car and chases him down. And right as the gate is closing to this undisclosed location that Brad just goes in, Lynn, she can't get in. So Lynn is now skulking around trying to find a way in, calls the cops and says, I'm going to break and enter. We gotta save these. And they don't believe her because the cops don't believe anyone in this movie. Like at all. Like every single time they're like, well, maybe if you'd stop lying to us, we could do our jobs.
Right.
And then Brad busts in the door, and you're like, oh man, Jake and Kendra are super dead now. Like
so done.
100%.
Yeah.
And no, he loves
He's like-
Kendra.
Yeah, he's like, Kendra, what are you doing on the ground? And he takes off her thing and he like is getting her out of there. And she's like, what about Jake? He's like, I'll carry him. So he picks up Jake. They're running out. And then who's there with the taser? The manager.
Oh, it's the manager.
But the manager is also his mom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yep. So, just tying it all into our themes. The theme of this movie is motherhood.
Is Psycho.
For Mother's
is the
Day.
movie Psycho, right?
Yes. So the mom's like, you're not going anywhere. I have a taser. And she's like, bzzz. And then he's like, Mom, stop. These people are my friends. And she's like, no, they're not. They don't love you. And Allison never loved you. Don't you think that's why I pushed her off a cliff in a car? And he's like, what?
You did that, Mom?
And he pulls out a gun and he's like, Mom, no, this stops here.
And at this moment, this sounds all crazy, but I'm like, of course, he's too dumb to do any of this. Of course she did all of it. Like,
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
cleanup job, I'm like, of course it was her. Brad is far too dumb to do any of this.
And we get like a quick little montage of her like
Doing all the
the stuff
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
noticing the camera and like all this, taking
Cleaning
down
off all the photos
Yeah.
and-
So
Oh.
they wrap it up very nicely. Good job, Lifetime, with that very succinct montage. But then, gun to taser, who wins? Gun to taser, Drew.
Gun
Who
to
wins?
taser? Gun wins.
Wrong.
Okay.
Taser wins.
Oh, taser
she
wins.
tases the shit out of her son. The gun falls down, and he's like, "Ooh, dead."
Although I
guess.
would say, if you're not ready to fire a gun, because firing a gun is like big time. A taser, you're like, I know no one's gonna get really hurt, so it might be hesitation less on
Yeah.
the taser. You know what? I'm gonna reverse. I'm gonna say taser wins
Well, you are correct.
against someone who
against
doesn't.
pointing a gun at your mom.
I could, yeah,
Like,
yes.
yeah.
If it's your mom,
For
Yes.
sure, hesitation.
your mom has a taser and you have a gun, your mom wins because
Yep.
yeah.
So the gun goes flying. The gun goes flying, and now the mom picks up the gun and she's gonna shoot everyone. And
Just everyone.
Lynn somehow got into the house. She like scaled a fence or something, and she takes like a blunt object. Or, I didn't even see what it was, a vase. Or
I think it was
something.
literally a candlestick.
Sure.
I was
why
gonna
not?
say, I was like, was it a
Absolutely
candlestick?
a
And she
candlestick.
knocks the mom in the head, and the mom goes down, and she's like, my baby. And she runs over. Kendra's like, help Jake. He's dead, I think. And she's like, no, he just has a concussion. She like literally says like, he has a concussion.
Yeah, she's like, help's on the way, sweetie. You'll be
Yeah,
okay.
It's okay. And then the manager mom comes to, grabs the gun, and goes to shoot Kendra, and Brad jumps in front of the bullet to save Kendra.
Oh,
Yeah.
so he was just, he was fine the whole time.
Well,
I mean, he's a weirdo.
He's still
not.
kind of rapey.
Oh yeah, he's
He,
definitely rapey.
has some lines that
and he's
he-
got some psycho issues.
He's got like some
from,
like Lenny vibes going on.
the movie Psycho.
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Yes.
He's
Like
got-
he's just a big dumb animal.
Yeah,
But yeah, he's also bad.
yeah.
Yes. So the police are there and they take them away and never to be seen again.
So this was an adaptation of Mice and Men. Then what you're saying,
Right.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
from
think
a different
so.
point of view. Okay, I get
You
it.
know,
Yeah.
there's
More moms.
There's no rabbit, but yes.
Kinda.
Kendra could have been the rabbit had this gone another way, unfortunately.
Correct. So we get a little like capstone thing at the end. They are watching the next season of The Fake Bachelor, Finding Love, and Kendra and all her friends are there.
And Kendra and Jake are dating, which I'm just like, that's the happy ending.
Oh,
That's so
good for
cute.
Jake.
yeah,
He liked her and he was brave. He's
yeah,
a great guy.
he
Good
was
for
great.
Jake.
He was gonna get that evidence to exonerate her.
He
He
might have
was
been
the
the
only
best.
one that like
He believed her.
he believed her.
Yeah. Well, and they're like,
Good for him. He
Like,
should
okay,
win.
another season of The Fake Bachelor, hooray! They have their popcorn out, and they're like, should we watch this? And the mom's like, board game, and they all laugh.
Yay.
And then they all jump in the air and it freezes.
That's the end of the movie.
Yeah.
It like really, I'm not kidding. They're like board game. The
I think
end.
they say it at the same time. They're like, what else would we do? Board games. And then it's done.
Please, if I ever have to play a board game with my family, I do on Christmas times. I play like one board game a year.
Yeah, but not on Thursday night every
Thursday night, I'm watching The Bachelor. No, it's on Mondays, guys. The Bachelor's on Mondays. If y'all want to watch it and talk about a podcast, no. I'm not doing a Bachelor podcast. There's plenty of
There's
those.
so many of them.
There's plenty of them. I like Here to Make Friends, if we're going to talk about a podcast we like. But speaking of podcasts that we like, this is a podcast I like. Thanks, Ben, for being here.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is a podcast I like too.
So, yes, do you have any social media or anything you'd like to plug at this end of the show time? You don't have to, but if you do.
I'm just a regular boring guy with like regular Facebook and very little activity. But
Okay.
but I would say that folks should absolutely rate this and like this, because as I have been exploring more and more podcasts, I realize that you need those ratings and those nice things. And so yeah.
Get
always
them
use more.
algorithms.
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
tightened.
Cheat
like
the system.
podcast, emoji reviews, please. I just want emoji reviews and 5 stars or whatever stars I'm worthy of. But I'm worthy of 5.
You're worthy of 5.
My face alone.
And
is-
if you want like a
is
secret
3.
shout out to me, do a poop emoji.
No, I hate poop emoji.
I know, but they're for me. They're not for you.
That's like the ultimate catch-22. You're gonna be mad. You're like, man, we got like 300 5-star reviews, but every comment was just a poop emoji.
It's a chocolate emoji. It's a chocolate soft serve emoji.
Chocolate
Okay.
soft serve emoji.
Drew, where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram because I don't care about Twitter at Drew but with pants.
Wonderful. And you can follow me at Patrick Miguel. You can follow the podcast at Lifetime on Court, or check out our website, lifetimeoncourt.com. Rate and review us, as we have said. And I think that's it for this week. Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.